I don't think this is an ideal situation. So I don't know if you can quite see what I'm trying to show you here, but I I was drinking some water, right? I was drinking some water, and those little like yellowish looking things down there, yeah, those are pieces of my teeth. Now, no, thank you. He lost a tooth? I seem to be losing pieces of my teeth. You really can't see it though. Um, I've been losing pieces of my teeth. It's interesting, right? When I was 13 years old, I essentially didn't brush my teeth for 3 years. Um, when I turned 16, I got into a relationship with someone who I really cared about. And so I started brushing my teeth again because I didn't want to seem unappealing to him. But my teeth weren't really that gross, despite the fact that I hadn't brushed them for like 3 years and would never focus on them. It was a similar story when I was a little kid. I would go years without brushing my teeth, and I would get one cavity, or no cavities at all even. And it never really caught up to me. It was never really something that I thought about. I never thought about where my teeth were going, how bad they would end up being. I just let them be. I considered them to be a problem of the future, not a problem of the present, that would inevitably catch up with me, but I didn't care. I knew all of these things going into it. I've always had a rather risky personality. I'm the kind of person who is able to think in the long term and know exactly every reason why you shouldn't do something in the long term, and then does it anyway, because I just don't care. I've always been like that. I've gotten less like that over time, where now I think I'm much more careful than I used to be. But there's a lot of really crazy stuff I've done that's, might have killed the average person, or might have had an accident that would kill the average person. I wouldn't say I'd do those things again, but I have before. So it's one of those things I think about, like, you know, looking when you're just sitting here eating dinner and you start spitting up pieces of your teeth. Um, or what's that going to be in a couple years? Am I going to do something about that now? I've been trying to brush my teeth every day. That's probably the reason why pieces of pieces of them have started coming out, because I've been putting more and more emphasis every single day on making sure that they're clean. Because again, I do think in the long term now better than I used to. Well, I've always been able to think in the long term, but now I care about it more. Now I care more about my own health, even though for the month of March and April, I've just been incredibly depressed. I can get incredibly depressed and think about suicide and stuff, and still do the things that need to get done, like, brushing my teeth, taking care of my hygiene and stuff. It wasn't like that before. Before, I used to just get incredibly depressed and go, well, I'm going to kill myself when I get older anyway. What's the point of taking care of my, basic bodily needs? And I just don't think that way anymore, because I know that I'm not going to. Because I've learned that it's possible for the body and for, the mind to feel really good. That, like, that there's a reason to stay alive. There's a reason to go forward, because there's so much that our mind is able to tap into, like, there's so many different experiences that we could have, that as long as you remember that it's possible to feel that way, you can live out your life more responsibly and go, well, I feel terrible right now and I may not want to do these things, but I have to do them in order to be able to live consistently and well enough to be able to feel those things. So hopefully my teeth get better.